Hi everybody, welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. I hope you're all doing really well. How are you? Hope you're okay after the storms of yesterday. Oh my goodness, well as you can see, I am safely back home following quite a dramatic landing into Birmingham Airport yesterday. Yes, I've been away this week, if you didn't already know. I have had an amazing week. Last Saturday, of course, was my 50th birthday and the celebration started last Saturday. I've had an absolutely super time. Last Saturday, we went out for a meal. I thought it was going to be close family, maybe a few friends. My daughter Grace had arranged it. No, there was 30 of us. It was absolutely fabulous. I got to see some people, family and friends that I haven't seen in a very long time. I was really surprised, very overwhelmed, and everybody thoroughly enjoyed the meal that we went out onto. I've had some lovely gifts and presents. I've had the most amazing amount of birthday cards, and thank you to you as well who have sent me e-cards by email, sent me cards in the post. I've had chocolate. You lot are so lovely. Thank you so very much. I didn't expect any of it and it's been an absolute treat. But what I didn't expect was where I went on my little holiday. Of course, it was going to be a surprise. And it was a surprise until I woke up on Monday morning and I suddenly thought, oh, I wonder if it's going to be. And actually I was right, because I've just spent the most fantastic 5 days in Prague in the Czech Republic. That was my birthday present from Paul, aka the Invisible Chef. Came up trumps, absolutely fabulous time. And this week's video is all about our little trip to the Czech Republic this week. And it's been amazing. We are walked to death. We have probably seen everything. The most beautiful, fascinating place, steeped in history. I've spent a week like that, looking up at buildings, blown away, cathedral, blown away. It's all here for you to have a look at, and a little bit of a look at the hotel we stayed in as well, which was lovely, which is 4-star. But yesterday we did come back in this awful storm that the UK are having at the moment. We haven't had it anywhere near as bad as the northern part of England and Ireland and Scotland. But we had quite a dramatic landing in the aeroplane yesterday. But needless to say, we're safe, we're home, it's okay. And the captain of the aircraft got a big round of applause when we did land. So rather than me chat on about it any longer, let's get into this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. Good morning, everybody. So I'm at Birmingham Airport, going on my magical mystery tour holiday. However, I have just figured it out, and Paul has arranged for my 50th birthday this little trip away for 5 days, and we are going to Prague. All checked in at the airport and just going to have some breakfast, both starving, and because we missed out on breakfast this morning, but it's about midday now. Yeah, it's about midday now. And we fly at about 5 to 3. So we've got plenty of time to have something to eat and have a little mooch around the shops at Birmingham Airport. We arrived in the dark last night and we ventured out for a little something to eat and a little walk around, but we couldn't see much obviously, so we've just got up, had our breakfast, had a very good night's sleep, And now we're off to discover beautiful Prague, and it's only -3 at the moment. We're wrapped up warm, ready for a little adventure. So my first impressions of Prague were, well, wow, what beautiful buildings, steeped in history, ancient. Every corner we turned, there was something else to look at, which was absolutely fascinating. This is Charles Bridge. It is a medieval stone arch bridge that crosses the river in Prague. Its construction started in 1357 under King Charles IV and finished in the early 15th century. The bridge was originally called Stone Bridge or Prague Bridge, but has been referred to mainly as Charles Bridge since about 1870. As the only means of crossing the river until 1841, Charles Bridge was the most important connection between Prague's castle and the city's old town. Just walked a huge amount of steps to get up here, to get this amazing view. I couldn't have done that 12 months ago. Very proud of myself. So worth it. It's such a fascinating place. Next stop, the grounds and the wonderful St. Vitus Cathedral. The Metropolitan Cathedral of St. Vitus is a Catholic metropolitan cathedral in Prague and the seat of the Archbishop of Prague. Until 1997, the cathedral was dedicated only to St. Vitus and is still commonly named only as St. Vitus Cathedral. It's a prominent example of Gothic architecture and is the largest and most important church in this country. Located within Prague Castle and containing the tombs of many Bohemian kings and Holy Roman emperors, the cathedral is under the ownership of the Czech government as part of the Prague Castle complex. And here in Prague, I've also noticed that the Christmas decorations stay up till about the end of January, so the tree was still here, as well as the nativity. Lichfield Cathedral took some beating, but this is beautiful. But I can see the similarities to Lichfield Cathedral. Look at the ceiling, the way that medieval build, very similar, but even more majestic. Beautiful. Now, this should be an experience, as if we're not cold enough. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and we've come to an ice pub. We're just waiting to go in, where it will be -9. We get one drink and we're allowed to stay in there for 20 minutes, but we are given suitable clothing to put on over our clothing. It's an experience, isn't it? I've never done anything like this before. Another massive treat for my 50th birthday whilst we were in Prague was that Paul took me to this beautiful restaurant called Grand Cru. It really is fine dining in the centre of Prague. Michelin starred, you can experience a symphony of tastes in the paradise of experimental gastronomy. The chef there prepares menus with love for detail and quality ingredients. We had the taster menu, which was absolutely fabulous, and Paul also had wine pairing with his taster menu, which he absolutely loved. And honestly, I can say it's one of the best meals I've ever had. Good morning, everybody. It is our second full day here in Prague, and we had an amazing day yesterday. We walked so much. We walked for miles and we saw a lot for day one. It was really, really good. And then last night we went to a restaurant, a Michelin starred restaurant, which was another treat from Paul for my 50th birthday. I've never been to a Michelin starred restaurant before. We had a taster menu, which means that, well, there was 5 courses basically, but you get a very, very small portion for each one. And you can also have wine pairing with those dishes. I didn't have the wine pairing because I don't drink very often, but Paul had the wine pairing with it as well. So each wine is given with each course to pair, to match that food. It was fabulous. It was absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful food, nothing like I've ever tasted before. And then we went for a little stroll and came back to the hotel. So here we are, our second full day. We're going to do much the same today. We're going to have a mooch about. There's a couple of things we want to go and see. And then we're thinking about going to a classical concert maybe, because there's a lot here and there's a lot being advertised, and there are all sorts of times throughout the day and the evening. Or we might go to a jazz concert. We're not sure yet, but we thought it sounded quite good. It'd be nice to go and see some live music as well. We might coincide that with our evening meal tonight. So lots to do today. Let's see where it all takes us. He's whistling, so he's happy. Brilliant. Prague's famous astronomical clock. This was fascinating. The clock boasts several moving figures which appear in the procession of apostles. A mechanism sets the 12 apostles in motion when the clock strikes the hour.
Prova a mettere nieve, dai, si scalda di più, te. Prova. Prova. Metto i tuoi.
After the murder of John Lennon in 1980, a Czech graffiti artist painted on a wall a kind of mural to John Lennon. It was a pure white wall. After that, so many people have visited this as a sort of memorial to John Lennon that the whole wall now has legal graffiti on it. And it actually really does look like a work of art. Let me show you. This is St Giles Church. We're actually coming here tonight because there's a concert. Absolutely. So we've just come out of St Giles Church and that amazing concert which has blown us away. It's absolutely beautiful. And we're now in a Czech restaurant traditional Czech restaurant just down the road from the church, where we're having our last meal, well, our last evening meal here in Prague. It's been absolutely amazing. Loved every second of it. We need to warm up a bit now. It's a bit cold in that church. But yeah, we're just going to have our last dinner of our last evening. That's it. Back in Prague airport, waiting for the flight to take us home to Birmingham. It's gone quick. Been lovely. And so while I'm flying home, I thought I'd just show you a little bit of the hotel we stayed in, called the Grand Majestic Plaza. Again, Paul did this just right, 10 out of 10. A 4-star hotel. We had bed and breakfast. It was beautifully clean, lovely reception area. Every day we went down to breakfast and there was an amazing selection of food, which I thought I had videoed for you one day, but I cannot find the footage, so I don't know what happened there. But there was all sorts of things you could have, like full English breakfast if you wanted to. You could have continental, fruits, croissants, you name it, they had it. We stayed in a double room, which was absolutely lovely and clean. Big double bed, big television, lots of storage space for our suitcases and our wardrobes, and a very, very nice plush bathroom. All in all, very, very good. So here we are, having our moment on the bed, and what a lovely week it has been for me. Indeed, a lovely way to start my 50th year. I'm absolutely blessed. I've had a wonderful time, and I actually feel really quite refreshed, even though I did a tremendous amount of walking, about 20,000 steps every day on holiday, and certainly felt it by the end of it. And I am absolutely shattered, but I'm just sort of physical tired. I feel quite mentally refreshed, which was really good. I think I was getting a little bit stressed before we went away with the houses and everything, and I have really tried to forget about that and just enjoy every moment while I was away, and I really have. So huge thank you to Paul, aka the Invisible Chef, for my lovely birthday treat abroad. I never thought I'd be going to the Czech Republic, the old Czechoslovakia, on my holiday. Didn't think about that at all, well, until the last minute, and then it suddenly dawned on me that it could be Prague, and then I was right, and it was like, oh wow, my God, I haven't been there before, and he hadn't been there before. It was absolutely fabulous. So yeah, had a super week. I hope you are all okay. What another turn of events in weather we've had over the past 48 hours. I hope whatever's the weather is with you, I hope it has calmed down and things aren't too drastic for you. So we're okay here now, but like I said, it was a bit of an eventful landing in the aircraft yesterday. Possibly my worst landing yet. Having said that, I did fly through at the start of Hurricane Andrew with my sister in 1991, was it? 1992. We were coming back from Florida, and yeah, Hurricane Andrew had just started. We were the last flight out of Florida back to Birmingham, and that was a rather bumpy trip, let's put it this way. But yesterday, flying back from Prague, a little bit bumpy on and off throughout the journey, but actually the journey was fine. It was the landing. It was the landing at Birmingham Airport that was very dramatic. If anybody happens to have filmed, or, you know, I know people do film the aircraft's landing and what have you, but I'd be delighted to see, I'd be amazed to see our landing. To say we hit the ground with a bit of a thud is an understatement. And it was, yes, I was a little bit scared actually for a few moments. I don't mind saying it. I think the whole aircraft was really. And there was a little bit of a screech and a scream from the whole aircraft as we landed, followed by about 20 seconds later a huge round of applause for the captain, who, whilst brought us in rather quick, rather dramatic, and hit the ground very hard, and we did feel like we'd crashed. he obviously did it for a reason and knew what he was doing, and we're all here to tell the tale. That's the main thing, isn't it? But it was pretty horrid, to be honest. Never mind. That's one of the risks you take by travelling around Europe in the middle of winter. If it's not snowing, it could be raining, it could be icy, or you get the winds, or anyway. We're safe and we've had a wonderful time. And really, that's all I can tell you for Moment on the Bed this week. I don't have any house updates because I've not been back in work yet. So that's sort of back on track now. This coming week, we need to put in a huge plan for Mum, aka Nancy, to probably come and live in this house for a little bit, because hers has sold and ours is a bit all over the place at the moment. So we're going to have to make some pretty massive adaptations here to accommodate that. And we need to start really sorting out over at Mum's house. Big declutter and a big starting to pack, because her house, most of her house, will go into storage, and her house sale will complete probably within the next month. So I might be refreshed from my holiday, but I've got to start working really hard on Mum's house sale first of all, now that I'm back. And yeah, she's doing very well. She's been very well looked after while I've been away, as have the cats. So yeah, all is good, all is good. And what was so wonderful is that because I am not in as much pain as I was, and I'm feeling so much better health-wise, that trip, I felt so great that I was able to walk about and not be in pain and those kind of things. And as I said earlier in the video, I couldn't have walked all those steps up to the castle a year ago, probably not even 6 months ago. I was still struggling when I went to Lesbos in September with walking, and I couldn't have done that trip and had it been as successful as it was 6, 9, 12 months ago. So it was also great to know that I could do it, and I'm feeling a lot better, and long may it continue. Long may it continue, fingers crossed. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this week's video and our little trip to the Czech Republic, which has been fab. What an experience. Absolutely loved it. And hopefully you can join me again next Sunday for more shenanigans. As I say, I've got to start doing quite a lot at Nancy's, so more decluttering and sorting out and one thing and another. And thank you for joining me once again. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. It would mean the world to me. And thank you if you are a regular coming back. And until next Sunday, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.